had to do this because our pre-show meeting spilled over, and it was, let's just get this out of the way. So, yeah, I can't even look at Jaren Jackson Jr. based on Ben Carter and that Syracuse game. I can't do it. I can't let it go. I know it's irrational, and we were just rapping about whether you have this irrational, I don't know, visceral response if someone brings up a moment, a player, etc. So we're just doing it, and then we're going to get to football today and the rest. David, any ticket text, or you want me to just go to the phones?
Go to the phones and see what the people ask.
All right, Austin, 97.1. What's up, Austin?
How's it going, Mike?
Oh, super.
Oh, man. This one's going to raise the hairs on the back of David's neck. I'm a Steelers fan, and the moment that comes to mind that just gives me the chills is when Tim Tebow throws that pass in overtime and just absolutely destroys it.
He couldn't even throw the ball, and you let that happen?
4-yard pass, 76 yards of yak. Go home.
Oh, my goodness.
That was the worst.
I've never been more disappointed in my life. You know, I'm a plumber, and I deal with poop, and I was more disappointed over that than anything else.
Honestly, that's the T-shirt right there. Yeah. Austin.
Multiple Hall of Famers on the defense.
And you allowed Tim Tebow to arm punt a slant to Demaryius Thomas.
It's crushing, man, and then you got to see him do his stupid fist to the forehead.
Oh, that's right.
Taking a knee thing, man. It crushes dreams. And insult.
And it's still, and it doesn't matter if that highlight hits or you see Tim Tebow doing college football. Oh, yeah, that'll sit with you if you're a Steelers fan. No question.
Look at him now, man. He's what is he, announcer? You know?
Yeah, that's what I mean. And you don't want to watch it. I mean, if they, dude, let me tell you something. If Ben Carter starts calling NBA games, I'm out. I'm done.
You know what? But I do realize my Ben Carter, that person, Jaquiski Tart. I was so happy.
Oh, not Jaquiski.
When a man got cut and then got cut again.
Very Christian of you.
I know. It is.
The guy drops an interception for your team to go to the Super Bowl, and it was the worst thing I'd ever seen. Stafford does
it was a
full
punt.
Stafford. It was a punt. It was a Denard Robinson, an arm punt.
All he had to do was wave his arms for a fair catch. He didn't have to try to return it. It was a punt.
It bounced off of the number 3 on his chest.
Hands in the air like, yes, intercept. What do you mean you dropped it? And then they go on to win the game. They were done. Niners going to the Super Bowl. Tart, when they let him go.
Is that your Ben Carter?
Yeah, because honestly.
But you know what the difference is?
If I'm Lynch, dude, just take your uniform home.
But see,
we'll ship your clothing.
The reason my Ben Carter thing holds with Jaren Jackson Jr. is they didn't bench Ronnie Lott to play Jaquiski Tart. Okay?
No, but.
Okay. We benched an NBA All-Star and a Defensive Player of the Year for a guy with a wooden leg.
But if you didn't do that, Matthew Stafford doesn't win a Super Bowl.
I know.
And the Niners probably do. They're in the game.
I know.
And instead, are you kidding me?
That moment happened. I didn't text you.
You didn't.
I didn't call you. I didn't even bring it up until a week later because there was nothing that could be said.
You know,
I like this moment. This is good.
David would understand, but that moment, David, you basically took the 40 days in the wilderness and every temptation I had to just yell and scream things that I probably shouldn't have said all happened in the next 30 minutes. I was furious. You didn't need, I was just tempted to say and do a lot. If that man would have knocked on my door, I would have knocked him out.
No.
I would have. No. Like, do you realize how it wasn't like
I'm
a
sure
one-handed
he
catch?
Realizes that he ruined a lot of
punt.
things.
The ball was in the air.
All right.
It might as well have came from a jugs machine. And he just let it go.
All right, we'll go to David, 97.1. David, what is the singular athlete that cannot be brought up in your presence?
Well, you know what? I was going to bring up the phantom foul on Jabbar by Lambeer.
Oh, the Kareem play? I mean, that was absurd. That is not a foul.
No, I mean, it wasn't even he was 5 feet away from him. But then you brought up the championship game with with the roughing the punter, and then you brought up the just throw the bomb and we'll get an interference call against Notre Dame. But Ben Carter, I have nightmares. I mean, you ruined my day by bringing this up.
David, he ruined our show meeting. Rico ruined our show meeting.
Tommy put him in there against the Beeheim zone defense like he was Bill Walton and the greatest passer out of the post in history for a guy that played 6.5 minutes a game for the first 31 games.
I'll let Rico defend it. He defends it to this day.
As Wojo would say, it was the right move.
Right. They put a guy with Lieutenant Dan's right leg in there.
Jaren was cashed out in that game. He wasn't getting the job done, and they actually came back with X and Carter in the game.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
But nobody talks about the 7 shots that Miles, Langford, and Cassius missed in the final 30 seconds.
Okay. David.
Nobody talks about that.
Don't even try to discuss it with them. I
can't.
Right. You know what, David? I'm not going to allow facts to get into the thing.
No, you can't. This is my
the 7
irrational
shots that Miles Bridges, Josh Langford, and Cassius Winston missed in the final 45 seconds.
They played 4-on-5. Any moment Carter was out there. That's it.
Hey, Michael.
Yes, sir.
Michael, I don't even want to look at the box score, but what were Ben's stats for that game?
Oh, God. 0 for 0 with 0 and 0.
Miles Bridges hits 1 shot. This is a non-thing.
Well, he didn't.
If Langford hits a shot, if Cassius hits a shot.
If Ben Carter had 2 legs, but doesn't.
The Triple JF made the shot if he was in.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, he wouldn't have. Because when he was in there, David, he was awful. Let's just call it what it was.
Let's go to Jeff, and I will not tolerate the slander. Jeff, how are you?
Hey, not too bad. The previous caller just took the Lambeer one, and the reason it stung so bad was I was comparing it to the Lions picked up flag, but the Lions picked up flag, at least they had a chance to make a play or do
the
something.
The Lambeer play outright cost you a pivotal game and realistically
a
championship. Yep.
No, it was. That would have, if they won that game, the championship was over. So
and there's
that's what
two.
makes that one hurt so bad.
Jeff, when you really think about it, the Pistons as an organization left 2 Larry O'Brien trophies out there based on 1 play. The Bill Lambeer phantom foul and Rashid, for whatever reason, leaving Big Shot Bob on the double.
You know what? Yeah.
They left 2 championships on a singular play.
And everybody.
I forgot that. I forgot about that one, but that one will go there too because Rashid was as good a defender as we ever had.
Or you had one of the most clutch 3-point shooters in NBA history as your assignment. Yep. Perhaps we don't leave him.
Jeff, you know what? I felt like LeBron James when he did the arm thing to J.R. Smith, like, right here, this was the guy. Why did you leave him? The entire Palace knew where the ball was going except for one person.
I'm telling you, again, as Lions fan, we have lots of moments. But, again, like you said, there are 2 championships. These other moments, you know, we might have done a little better.
To me, if you're
like
the Lion, and I understand the picked up flag and why, but there were still. I will go to my grave with that game. Matthew Stafford produced 6 points the last 3 quarters of that football game.
Yeah,
but that's where I understand it, but I disagree. See, the one that would get me would be Sterling Sharp. How? At the time, he was one of the 5 best receivers in the sport. Mm-hmm. How does he get that open? Who's on first?
Mistakes were made.
That would kill me.
Watching it from you're sitting there and you're watching him run past the defense, and it's almost like a bad horror movie where you're like, Jason's behind you. Jason, he's there. Somebody, no. And wow, ball game, wide open. How did he get 20 yards behind the entire defense? Because at the time, you're right. It was Sharp. It was Rice. It was Rison. Those were the big – and Michael Irvin. You know where they're at all times, except for that game.
David, you were about to pontificate.
I was going to say, would it have been better for a Detroit Lions fan to just run onto the field, just get 15 yards, redo the play, and now you cover them?
David, it would have been better for somebody on the sideline to just pull a Woody Hayes and punch him.
Well, there are inexplicable things in life, like how did Creator run down Destin in the 2016 Belmont Stakes and cost me well into 5 figures? I don't know. bleep happens?
Wait, you mad at a horse, man?
Yeah.
That's an animal, man. You can't
No,
be
you know-
angry
no,
at an
no.
animal.
You know who I'm mad at? Your God.
And there it is.
I had that horse in the pick 5, the pick 4, a double to win. I bet him at 8-1. How? And I get run down by Bobby Flay. Creator looked like he had leprosy. And I lost it in the final steps. You want to see 20 grand vaporize? That was my day. And I got run down by a horse that looked like he had herpes all over his face. But I can't bring that moment because nobody cares. So we did we did the Ben Carter thing.
No. Because this is funny.
I had it all. I was all in on Destin that day. My entire Belmont day was into that horse. And I had it.
This tantrum you just threw?
Then that stupid ginger chef and his overrated restaurants ran me down.
David, Jakrisky Tart. That was me.
Yeah,
That was me.
That's.
That was me.
Oh, dude.
When he dropped the interception, everything he just did in my living room, lost it. Lost it.
Everything was into that horse.
Things may have been broken.
Everything. And the worst part is with horse racing, you can look at the will pay. You know what's about to happen when you're clear by 2.5 in the stretch.
97-1.